Fables of La Fontaine. The husband, the wife, and the robber. A husband loving very tenderly, most tenderly his wife, was treated ill by her. Her coldness caused him misery. No look, no glance, no, not a friendly word, not e'en a smile, such as she gave her bird. But cold looks, frowns, and peevish answers still. He did not Venus nor yet Hymen curse, nor blame his destiny and cruel lot. Yet daily grew the evil worse and worse, although he loved her every hour the more. It is so now, as has been so of yore. In fact, he was a husband, was he not? One night, as he lay moaning in his sleep, a robber entered, and struck dumb with fear, the fretful wife, too frightened e'en to weep, sprang to her husband's arms, and sheltered there, defied all sorrow, trouble, danger near, as her heart softened and burst forth the tear. "Friend robber," said the husband, "but for thee I had not known this boundless happiness. Take all I have, I give thee liberty. Take house and all, to prove my gratitude. Thieves with much modesty are not endued." The robber took sufficient, I confess. From this I argue that fear is so strong it conquers hatred and love too sometimes. Yet love has triumphed over passion's throng. Witness the lover who his house burnt down so he might win hope's brightest laurel crown. By rescuing her, the lady he'd loved long, and so secure her heart. I like the story. It strikes my fancy very pleasantly. It is so Spanish in its tone. I glory in love. So chivalrous and mettlesome, and hold it grand, so will all times to come. 'Twas not by any means insanity. Well, there you have it. What's all this about? Well, sadly, the husband adored his wife. The wife didn't care for the husband. Pretty typical, sad to say. In my experience, I have seen this many times and have experienced it myself. It seems that when men fall in love with a woman, that love will stay forever. It seems women, on the other hand, love briefly and then it's over. Every day he is more and more in love with her, and every day she's less and less in love with him. And then one night, a robber comes. She fears for her life and runs to her husband to save her. The husband's so happy that finally she's showing him some affection. He thanks the thief and says, "Take whatever you want. I'm so happy my wife is here, loving me. I've been starved for this for so long." So the thief takes what he likes and leaves. And La Fontaine talks about how this is a typical story. A man might burn his house down so he has a chance to save his wife, just so he can feel her love. So, it says, fear is strong it conquers hatred and love. So sad. So many unhappy husbands longing for some love from their wives. It seems so many wives get together, or girlfriends of men, they get together and complain about their terrible men in their lives. If the men knew half of it, they wouldn't be too happy. And as a result, well, these days, because of social media and the internet and things like that, more and more men are realizing that this is pretty well the way it is, and fewer men are interested in marrying women, and then the women are complaining. So if you marry them, they complain. If you don't marry them, they complain. A lot of men are just washing their hands of it all, saying, damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's sad because we all need love, we all want love, and it's very easy, it seems for a woman to keep a man happy. It's extremely easy. Man needs very little. Woman, on the other hand, long list of demands. The more you please her, the more she adds to the list, and her happiness is very short-lived. Sad, but it seems that this is the way things always have been, according to La Fontaine, who lived hundreds of years ago, and he cites his sources that were hundreds of years before that. And he says it's always been this way, and it always will be this way. And sadly, I think he's right. Now, does this mean there aren't happy marriages out there? I don't know. Some marriages appear to be happy, but who knows what happens behind closed doors. I guess some people are happy. More than 50% of people divorce. Of the 50% that remains, many of those marriages are unhappy, but they just don't divorce. So if you say 50% of those, well, we're down to 25% of marriages that are some degree of happy. Does this mean you shouldn't get married? Well, I don't know. I'd certainly encourage my daughters to get married. I think marriage is a wonderful thing for women and girls. If I had sons, I would probably advise them not to get married. A man has a lot to lose in a marriage. A woman has a lot to gain in a marriage. A man has even more to lose in a divorce, and a woman has even more to gain in a divorce. So the way the family law is structured, I couldn't in good faith advise a son, a friend, family member to get married in this day and age. But I sure hope my daughters find good men to marry. Anyway, agree or disagree down below. If you have anything you wish to add, this is my take. Till next time, goodbye.